And we are live.
Tech talk.
So I was saying,
Yes, tell me
the
more.
new Batman movie with Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
I'm really excited to see that. But the movie that I saw with him recently was called The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse. Is that the
Yeah,
black and white one with
the black and white with William
Gollum?
Dafoe. Wait, who's Gollum?
Goblin?
Goblin. No, it's not Goblin.
Who does he play? He plays Goblin in Spider-Man.
William Dafoe with the Goblin, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He
Or
plays
William the
Goblin.
Friend.
William the Friend. Yeah.
William the Ally.
The ally, the comrade. He's that movie, man, The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
It's a slow burn, but it's an effective horror.
Is it a horror movie or a thriller?
Yeah, it's a horror.
Is it?
I didn't expect it to be until I got near the end of it. I was like, whoa, this is like messing with my
Is it
head,
fully
man.
black and white or is there some color scenes?
It's black and white, the whole
Right.
thing. And it's shot in this, you know how you have like the typical widescreen with the bars top and the bottom, like
Yeah.
the whole cinematic?
Yeah.
It's the opposite. It's like the bars are on the side.
Yeah, 3x4.
The 3x4, yeah. And it works well because, it has this whole like vertical feeling. Like
Yeah.
you're by the lighthouse like the whole time. They're on this little island the whole movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Two men.
Two men,
One island.
one island.
One big pointy thing.
One big pointy thing. Yeah, you can tell already that there's sexual frustration in the movie.
Oh, okay. Big
Just-
pointy things.
Just the way that it's set up.
Good evening, everybody.
Hello!
Welcome. No popping tonight. Thank
No
you,
popping,
yes.
yes.
Sincerest apologies.
Very
for
apologies.
Last week, it was my fault for
Yeah, sorry.
making it happen at my house.
No idea how this happens.
Honestly, I'm going to have to try and figure it out because
Yeah.
everything was plugged in as the same as
Yep.
the time before. And the only thing that changed was we added a new microphone.
Yeah, that's right. Maybe we just need to like restart something or like play with the settings, really.
I'll need to do
Yeah.
that. But thanks, Michael. Appreciate it. Appreciate
Thanks,
you
Michael.
jumping in the other day. It was actually, Casper said that he listened to it and it was horrific.
Yeah, I was like, wow, the listeners are like the MVPs.
Yeah.
The fact that you guys stayed and listened throughout that nightmare is incredible.
Oh, very embarrassing.
Yeah.
We've got a pretty great show for you guys today. We've got some.
We do. We have topics, as
Great
always,
topics.
that we never talk about, but we'll mention them at the start
we
of the
will
show.
talk about a couple of topics today. I can promise
Yeah.
you that. We have Nvidia Smugglers. You'd
Oh,
never
we
thought
do.
you'd have graphics card smugglers. You had weapons.
Yes.
You have drugs. You even have humans,
Yes.
human traffickers.
That's the future of smuggling. Chips.
Chips like.
Processors.
Silicone chips.
Yeah, silicon chips.
Oh, yeah, I was
like
thinking,
CPUs
yeah, I mean,
and GPUs.
If I want to get my brainwaves,
I know, yeah, smuggle those brainwaves,
I'm
bro.
I'm gonna put them under my shirt, make it like a pregnant woman type thing. You know how they hide things
Oh, yes.
in the
yeah.
belly? Yeah.
Yeah, it would be hard to do that with Pringles. Just these big
No, that-
popping tubes, yeah.
That's when you get a man to help you with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Pringle pirates.
So, welcome Pog, welcome K-Bear.
Welcome. Yes.
Yeah, oh, there you go. Michael says, ask Linus how many times has he redone the WAN show setup with random issues in tech, part of the fun.
Oh, it
Absolutely.
is,
I'm
yes.
going to go home, grab a glass of whiskey, and I'm going to try and solve the problem. The best part, you know how people say, enjoy the journey.
Yes.
That's-
Enjoy the journey.
That's the fun part. When you buy a computer and you're like, yeah, and you just got to you don't get to play games, you just keep fixing it.
That's right. Yeah.
That's the
yeah.
fun part.
You like buy a broken product that you need to fix for the next few years.
Name one
Yeah.
product that you have bought that you've had to fix constantly.
One product I had to fix constantly. Oh God, it has to be my computer.
Yep.
Yeah, like just the various components and just putting it together, like always problems. Yeah.
Now, my one is a bit more non-techy. Or
Okay.
maybe it is.
Yeah.
Sprinkler system.
Oh,
Like
yeah, that
outside
would be.
grass sprinkler system. Every single week, I am fixing something. I am replacing something. And it
Yeah.
never works. And it's just painful.
Oh no.
So painful. And all my wife says to me, goes, should have got somebody to do it. Should have paid somebody to do it. And I am not.
I'm the guy to do it.
I
Yeah.
am not paying anyone to put
Yeah.
sprinklers into my lawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I did it, and it's terrible. But I am still not gonna pay
I'm
anyone.
sticking to it. They're going off as we speak. But yes.
Michael says Borderlands 3 on his PC, which is a reason to product that you have to fix all the time.
Oh,
Actually,
really?
I was gonna say,
didn't know that
what's
was
the most
faulty.
broken game you ever actually played through to finish?
The most broken game. Wow. I haven't played Cyberpunk. I know that was broken
Yeah.
on the console. The Witcher 3 had some issues, but it wasn't that bad. Like by
No.
the time I played it, most of them were ironed out. Broken games. I don't know. Most games, I feel like they get patched really well or
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quickly. What's yours?
Look, I would put Cyberpunk right up there.
Yeah.
But I think Oblivion was probably the most sort of like day one game that I had a lot of trouble with. But I come to think of it, I think it was more along the lines of my computer setup rather than the game itself. But I think there was still something to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say like Diablo 3 because the beginning was quite rough
Oh, that
where
was
it started.
Very rough.
Yeah.
But there was disconnection issues. Well, you couldn't
Yeah.
not play through it, I suppose. Well,
And
you
it wasn't like buggy. Yeah.
Ethnic says, after recently building a new PC, I'm constantly fixing onboard audio drivers. That's, you know
Oh,
what?
dear.
Anything analog related, right? And we're really
Yes.
going off on a tangent. We
Yeah,
haven't
yeah,
even
yeah.
rolled the intro
Would
yet.
it- or the topics.
All the
Yeah.
topics. We'll get to that in a second because I have to have a rant about this.
All right, rant away.
Anything that goes from digital to analog is like going from a millennial to a boomer, right? It's very hard to translate
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
information. Like it's hard to explain anything.
Wait, is it digital to analog or the opposite or both?
Well, it's digital to analog with audio, for example. So it goes from a digital device
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to an analog speaker, which is like
Yeah, okay,
it's
in this way
physical
it's that
sound,
way. Yeah,
right?
okay, cool.
Always problematic. The drivers are a problem. Same with a printer, right? You're going from a digital thing to like a physical analog. You know, you print onto
Yeah.
paper, and it's still amazing that printers print. Like that's just, I mean,
Oh, it
generally
is.
amazing.
It's magic. Yeah.
But at the end of the day, anything that goes from that. So like, try connecting like those old school like joysticks and stuff. They're
Yes.
analog. They're
Yeah.
actually analog based. It's just I mean, do you remember motherboards used to come with this like massive plug in the back just for printers?
Yeah,
It was
I
like- it
remember
was
them.
like-
Yes.
Pink.
Yeah. And it had the thing that you had to plug in. Yeah. Oh god, that was painful.
It was painful. So
Yeah.
anyway, that's my my rant. Michael says my old gaming machine. It was a Sandy Bridge Xeon build. I had constant RAM issues. More than
no.
likely because those motherboards, if you had a Xeon based motherboard, so the server based, would have like stupid requirements for RAM. Like
Yeah.
very tiny range of all the RAM would be like compatible first of all, and then like the ones who worked well were even more problematic.
Oh, no. That sucks.
Speaking of things that suck,
Topics?
yeah,
Yeah.
that's my segue.
All right. So, the topics we've got for you guys today is, as Patrick mentioned previously, there are some smuggled Nvidia cards found after high-speed boat chase. So that's topic number one. We have the PC Gaming Show and Future Games Show returns on the June 13th. So we'll talk a little bit about that. We have an announcement here. We've got AMD Zen 4 rumor. Could be bad news for Intel.
Oh, there is actually a lot of bad news for Intel because actually and Nvidia and AMD because there is a Chinese brand of graphics cards that tout, and I don't know how much truth there is to it.
Yeah.
That they will be able to compete with the best of AMD, Intel, and
Yeah.
Nvidia.
Well, that's right. The Chinese are like making a strong comeback in, well, electronics,
Yeah,
like computers specifically.
Yeah, strong
yeah.
comeback in computers, human rights, and
And not trading with Australia.
and not buying our wine.
Not buying our wine or our steel. We have just a little thing about MLB The Show. And
Is that a game or is it a show?
it's a game about a show.
Oh God.
And just some thoughts on it, how it launched on the Game Pass for the Xbox.
Oh.
And it's a PlayStation exclusive where it used to be until now.
Wow.
So this is interesting.
You know what?
Move
Just speaking
forward.
of the Game Pass, Battlefield 6 is going to launch on Game Pass day 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez, Game Pass is looking hotter every minute.
Every minute. It's
Yeah.
like watching your babysitter grow up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And on that note, let's roll the intro.
Right, let's do that. Yes. Action.
We're back.
And we're back. Yes.
Yeah, so Starlink is happening. That's pretty exciting, I reckon. Finally.
Yeah.
Only New South Wales and ACT, I think, or Victoria. I can't remember. I just saw it today. But speaking of things that were happening, Vodafone had a massive outage today.
Did they?
Yeah. Like half the day was pretty much
No
Yeah,
cell phone reception.
none. You couldn't get a call through. You could make calls sometimes. It would cut out. It wouldn't dial sometimes, and people were like calling me, going, "Can't get a hold of you. What's going on?" And yeah, it's been pretty bad day for that.
Whoa. Yeah, it's so disruptive. Like when you have any major telecommunications company just go down, how impactful that is around the globe. Like, or regions,
Yeah.
depending on where
Yeah.
it's located. Yeah.
Like imagine, I mean, Telstra had a day a couple of months ago or years ago that they just lost connection the whole time, and it happens to everyone. That's why,
Yes.
even Amazon in their contracts is like 99.97% uptime.
Yeah. You
That's
have
what
to,
they
to
promise.
protect yourself.
Yeah.
Nobody can say 100%.
No, that's right.
Nobody
It's
can
it's impossible. And yeah, so back to Starlink. So you can order
Yeah.
it now. It's still going to ship mid to late this year for anybody outside of those states. So if you're looking for it, feel free to sign up. You only have to pay 139 for the plan, and then I think it's 800 for the actual device, or 700 and something. And then the only thing you have to pay the first time around is the 139. So
Okay. Not bad. And speaking of shipping things, we have a story here about some smugglers of the Nvidia cards found after high-speed boat chase. So essentially
Brilliant,
in
segue.
China. Yeah. Essentially in China, there was a bust that involved... what's this? Only a week after a Chinese bust involving cheat makers and luxury cars, authorities have seized hundreds of smuggled Nvidia cards after a speedboat chase in the waters near Hong Kong International Airport. So that's something out of like a Miami Vice movie. You can, they're
Absolutely.
like chasing them. They get on the boat and they realize there's all these GPUs on there. So they found around 300 of these GPUs.
Did they say what type?
So
CMA,
while not carrying any,
CMPH.
yeah,
That's the crypto mining ones.
it is believed, that they're Nvidia's GPUs.
So they have a
specifically
30
for crypto
hash
mining,
rate.
which is quite low. Isn't
Yes,
it?
it's
it's
very
quite
low.
and that's what they mention here as well. But 300 of these
Yeah,
bad
but
boys, how much
300
could they?
300 at 300
Yeah.
times 30 hash rate. That's 9,000 hash rate
Per
day.
day.
It's per second, but per day at a 30 hash rate, you'd be earning like $2
What?
for like
$2?
120 hash
Oh wait,
rate.
$2 for each one.
Yeah, each one.
All right, so 600 bucks.
900. So 300 times $2, I reckon.
Per day, so 600 bucks a
600
day.
bucks. But
Right.
that's you also trying to connect 300 graphics cards, and the like up to power the cables and stuff. That's just not great at all.
Wow. But maybe I don't know. Like just depends. Like how expensive is power in China? Do you know?
Do people even pay for power in China?
I
Can
wanna
you
say
get
yes.
power in China? I don't know. People are starving over there.
I don't like. Yeah, I don't know how robust their system is. Like what is the main way that China gets power? There are so many questions
Their
I have.
coal
I have
power
so little.
plants probably.
Yeah, power plants, like nuclear power plants in China.
I I don't even know if China has nuclear. I'm pretty sure they have nuclear energy. I wouldn't be surprised if
right?
they didn't.
Yeah.
The thing with like mining Bitcoin, for example, it's actually it's very bad for the environment in the sense of the amount of energy it's using. But people talk about, oh, that's why Bitcoin's bad. You know, it takes up so much power. It's like the power of a small nation.
Yeah.
All the Bitcoin, and I'm like, you do realize that the action of using the power isn't the problem. It's where the power comes from. If you're getting this power from coal, fire, fossil,
then that's a problem.
that's a problem.
Yeah. But if it's renewable, to which supposedly 80 or 90% is, then that's brilliant.
It's just another boomer argument, really.
Yeah, well, it's the opposition always making an argument
Yeah.
against this kind of stuff. Like, I can't even believe that our politicians here in Australia, we're talking, I guess we're talking down on when Elon was coming over to build the
Batteries in
South Australia. Yeah. How that was even a conversation. It's like, how can you even oppose that? It just, the arguments that they had sounded really stupid as well. They were like, oh, it's gonna be super expensive. You could build a giant banana or something like that. Like, a politician literally said that. Like, you can make it like a giant banana or something. And I was like, you idiot. You have nothing to say, so you say something stupid.
Yeah. And with that in mind, they're gonna they're trying to tax people who have solar panels on homes. They're going to tax them annually for having solar panels because they're making money. They're not making money hand over fist, but they can afford. Like, the idea is that how come poor people have high power bills? Because they can't afford solar panels to lower their bills. So what they thought, it's like, hey, why don't we tax everyone who has solar panels to subsidize the poor people who don't have solar panels? Instead of going, why don't we lower power prices? Because we've sold it all off on the East Coast.
Yep.
It's insane. Oh, and they were going to tax electric cars too.
Well, that's right. Yeah. I mean, it started already in Victoria, so.
Oh, we've got a couple of comments that have exploded. And then somebody, the Nightbot comes along and goes, stop spamming caps.
Stop spamming caps. Warning. Holy cow, it says. Wow.
Oh, sorry, KB. I'm not sure what that is.
Yeah.
Go on. Tell us more. Is there anything else?
About this boat chase thing? Yeah, I don't think they found anything else too spectacular on here. But I mean, yeah, you could probably sell these for a little bit. Yeah, there's a little bit of money involved here.
Yeah, I just don't know about that hash rate. It just seems awfully low for the. But I don't. Part of it is that Nvidia selling the stuff in like the east area. Like, they're not the east of the world. They're not yet hitting mainstream in the West, so it just seems so weird. It just seems so strange to do this. But sorry, I will say something. $2 Australian is like $1.20 American.
Or like 140 maybe, because it's like 70 to the dollar.
Yeah. So to me, that doesn't seem like much. $2 or $1.70, 50, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But to somebody living in like a third world country, $1 American per card per day, having 300 of them, that's incredible money for them. That's life-changing money.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, when you convert the US dollars to like the Chinese yuan, I think it is. Yeah, it starts to add up a little bit, so it makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
having that sort of operation.
That's why I just realized, like, this is life-changing money. Ethnic says, read today the government appointed a former coal mining executive as a climate change environmental minister. So if I was running a company and I needed somebody to run my finance department, I'd seriously consider hiring somebody who has, gone to jail for fraud.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm guessing they won't do it again. That's probably the best example I get. Like, who hires?
That's kind of saying, like, I would date that woman who cheated on on the other guy. I mean, she's probably not gonna do it again. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Who ever thinks that's a good idea? Let's say you've got a minister of health.
Yeah.
And a minister of health is a very unhealthy person. Like,
Yeah.
can you imagine hiring like a minister for health who also works for like Coca-Cola Amatil?
Is that like getting a skinny chef?
I don't think that's so much so because
Yeah.
the skill doesn't necessarily. But if you got no, but hang on.
We're just going
Here
off
we
track
go.
so
This is
much.
going off track. But
Yeah.
what's the opposite of a good chef?
What's the opposite of a good chef?
Yeah.
So like, what makes a bad chef?
Yeah, what makes a bad chef? Person who can't cook meals, prepare meals.
Yeah, just bad combination of elements put together, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
an airbender at the same time. No,
Well, it's like getting a chef who's a vegan to work at a steakhouse.
yeah,
You're like, they're morally opposed to what this shop is doing. Why would they be passionate about cooking these meals? So you get a coal executive, a sober chef.
Yes, well said, Joe.
Thanks, Joe. But like, yeah,
Yes.
you get a coal mining exec who has
Yeah.
spent his life and built his, like, his existence and his, his name of pushing coal.
Right.
And then he's going to be the one who goes, I'm going to see if this affected the climate. So like, imagine if imagine if I put out a product
Yeah,
that hurt a lot of people.
yeah.
And then I appointed myself to find out if my product hurt people.
Seems legit. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
ExxonMobil when they had that massive spill in the Gulf.
Yeah.
And they're like, we're going to appoint ourselves to see who was at fault.
Oh God.
They did that.
Did they?
Yeah, they
Oh my
literally
God.
were like part of the. Anyway, it's a convoluted thing, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a loophole somewhere there.
Or like, yeah, Ethnic says it's a opposite is, a skinny personal trainer or like a really fat, unhealthy personal trainer.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
what are you training me
It's like,
on,
how
mate?
can you give me advice when you're struggling yourself?
Yeah.
yeah.
It actually comes back to little thing Jordan Peterson. I think one of his rules or whatever is fix your own house before you go fixing the world or something. Like
Yes.
make yourself like better or like
Yeah.
help yourself before you try and fix others.
Oh, absolutely. You know, this is why I would never make a video about like how to be a great YouTuber because I've got like barely any subscribers.
Yeah.
So it'd just be hilarious. They'll be like, "What's this guy on about?" He's obviously.
That is so
Yeah.
funny because I'm on a lot of forums on YouTubing
Yeah.
and I've seen a lot of people post stuff and I find it really interesting. Like I click on the because on a forum you don't see how much subscribers they have, but like top 10 tips for starting with YouTube. I'm like, oh, that looks interesting. I'll have a quick look. Maybe they're like a big YouTuber and I'll learn something.
Yeah.
And I click on it, it's like 100 subscribers. I'm like, what?
Huh?
What,
Yeah.
what am I going to learn from you that I might not already know? But like, who's your audience for this? And where's the proof in the pudding?
Yeah. That's how I think some of these guys who publish these books about how to get rich, they only get rich because they publish these books that people buy.
It's like a catch-22, right?
Yeah,
How to
yeah.
improve your life? Just get rich. And
Yeah.
how do you get rich? Well, you tell other
Improve
people
your
how to
life.
get rich.
Yeah, you do. Oh, life is funny, man. I think human beings just make life a joke.
Well, I mean, look, as far as we know, Earth is the only place where you can get comedy. Except obviously Germany, but
Yeah. Well, that's right. I mean, in 1939, they didn't get the joke, so things got out of hand.
Whoa. Who's
Yeah.
gonna get? Oh, okay, teachers, right? Well, do you know what? Actually, I love teachers and all, but sometimes I find it funny when like a student who didn't do
Yeah.
well at school ends up being a teacher.
Right.
Because teaching isn't
Huh.
actually about intelligence per se.
Yeah.
It's actually about being able to communicate concepts to
True.
kids in a way that not only will they understand, but actually like remember and actually engage with you. So it's more so
Yeah.
about how you can connect with kids rather than like pure knowledge. Because pure knowledge comes into existence when you're like university level professor, where you actually have to take very complex things and But connecting with kids, I think is it's not easy, but I think it's not easy. I think there's a skill to it, but I don't think people who fail at school necessarily have to
maybe it's also feeding a deficiency in your
Okay,
life.
sure.
What are we doing? Showing. Yeah. Like feeding that deficiency in your life. So if you really struggled as a student, you grow up to become a teacher. Like, you know, you're trying to make up for your
Oh,
struggles.
right.
And there are certain aspects of your life, like when the phases of your life that you go through,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Freudian phases,
Sure.
for instance. And they say, like, if you you know, the saying of being anally retentive.
Yeah.
It's because you had great control as a baby of controlling that, you know, those
Your
bits
butt.
down there. Yeah, your butt, basically. And so it means then you become like a control freak in your
Yeah,
life.
yeah.
And then the complete opposite happens, like when you lack any control, you become just, you lack any shape as a, like a human being, essentially.
Yeah.
You're driven by chaos. They there's that connection that leads all the way to your origin story in a way, which is quite fascinating.
To your butt.
To your butt. Yeah, the universe
I love
revolves
it. I
around
love
your
it.
butt.
So the answer to life isn't 42. It's your
No,
butt.
it's your butt. Yeah,
And we all love butts, I guess, in one way, shape, or form.
exactly. Next
Anyway.
topic. Away from butts. The PC Gaming Show and Future Game Show returns on the June 13th. Don't know if you guys are excited about this, but there's going to be 150 minutes worth of show here. So we're going to get a whole bunch of games, new games, and also games that have been revealed, but we're going to get more information on these games as well.
Like DLCs and...
DLCs, yeah, and updates to games. Who knows? Maybe Cyberpunk will give us a bit of a show as well. Or
Doubt it. The last
Yeah.
patch was massive. The
yeah, the 1.2 was huge.
yeah,
wasn't it?
the list of bug fixes was
Was-
just incredibly long. Like,
It's a little bit embarrassing, isn't it?
I'd say so.
It's like, this is what's been wrong with our product, essentially, and you're owning up to it.
I don't think I've seen such a big list ever in a game.
Wow.
Like even Battlefield 3 when it came out was a bit buggy. And
Yeah.
then they always every week there was a new update with stuff, but it was never a massive list like this. Maybe because of the sheer, size of the game and stuff left to
Yeah.
fix. But that was just incredible. I jumped in there and was like, yeah, feel no change.
It's like you see like the credits roll. That's what it feels like when you're reading through all the bugs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Oh my god. Yes. So, 13th of June is the date for this show. So we're gonna see some things like previous games, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So there'll probably be DLC.
Are you
on
still
that.
playing that?
I've stopped playing that. I think I put in about 80 hours. The map is so huge. There's so much to see, so much to do, but I just almost felt like it was bloated. The animations and the mechanics I felt were a little lackluster.
Sure.
So it felt like a lot of the skill tree was more about, oh, you bump up this skill or you've got to move here, but that was a little bit too rare. I felt it just got a little bit stale for me to keep going. Like, I know I can keep going, but there's so many new discoveries and games out there with exciting mechanics that I would like to explore and enjoy. Currently, I'm playing the Yakuza Like a Dragon game, and I love the thing. I can see myself sinking like 100 hours into it and finishing it because it's just so kooky and funny and interactive, and the conversations don't feel stale. And I'm playing it in the original Japanese. So I get to hear the voice actors. I read all the subtitles.
Yeah.
I feel so sophisticated watching
Oh,
an
you Japanese
international
man.
movie. Yeah. And
International Man of Mystery.
and the culture aspect of it as well. You really get that sense of the Japanese culture.
Yeah.
Like you really pick up on their little quirks and all of that. So it's just, I absolutely love it. But there'll probably be a whole bunch of surprises on the show. I don't know if that's something you want to do, maybe like a reaction to, or we could watch it back or watch it when it releases or whatever.
Is
whenever
it free?
It is.
Because Ethnic asks if it's a premium YouTube show, but I think it's free to attend. Oh no, that's the E3 for June. So E3
the
will be a
E3.
digital attend show. Just just play on what is it?
Play this thing?
Yeah, just click on play. Do we have sound?
No, we got no sound.
No, that's fine. Is that waiting for in 30 minutes? Or is that already been?
Oh, this
This
is the
is
one from
last year.
2020. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So as you can see, the kind of stuff that they like revealed.
Wow,
Games and things.
that's
So
cool.
yeah, it's a whole bunch of this like trailers.
I'm sure it'll
back
be
to
free.
back. I feel like it will be.
It
should
makes
be.
no sense to have something paywalled when you want people to get excited about current existing games.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't make sense because you want to sell those games and you want to obviously have people who already have those games to play it, so then they can talk about it and maybe invite somebody else to play and they'll buy the game and so on. So it's.
I agree. And with Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft already doing their like half-an-hour shows every quarter,
Yeah.
They reveal so many cool games, and it's all free for the public.
Yeah,
So
there's
why
no-
would these guys do something different?
That's right. No, they wouldn't.
I know it's a bigger show, but it would
Yeah.
be a shame if they put a price tag on
That's
this.
really interesting. I'll just list up a couple of games here. If you just go down to the one for this season,
Down,
yeah, here we
like
go.
these
So
ones? Yeah.
Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Back for Blood, Kenna Bridge of Spies, Lord of the Rings, Golem, Sifu,
Oh,
and
Sifu. Yeah, this
Sifu or
one I'm
Sifu.
psyched for. I'm
Okay,
excited
we'll
about that
have. Can you open up a tab with it?
Yeah,
Bright
sure.
Memory Infinite, the Future Game Show. Okay, yep. So there's a couple of cool games. Let's have a look at what Sifu is.
Sifu.
Sifu. So it's seafood or Sifu?
It's Sifu. So essentially, a Sifu is a Chinese
Oh,
martial
yes.
arts teacher. So this here is the trailer, and
I saw as soon as I saw the guy, I was like, yep, that. I know which
yeah,
one it is.
because it gives me the raid vibes, right? Like when just watching this corridor scene right here, I
Yeah.
get really excited for it.
Okay, let's have a quick watch because
Yeah.
I think pretty sure I watched it. I think you sent this to me, and I think we
I think
literally
I
had the
did,
same
yeah.
conversation. This looks like the raid scene.
Absolutely. So it looks really cool.
That is cool. I like the animation. I like the colors and the design. I think it's pretty unique.
Yeah. Oh, that is sick.
I wonder how it's going to play. If it's going to play like the classic. Wait, what just happened?
So when you die, you wake up and you age a little bit.
there? Yeah,
So essentially, as you progress, this kind of reminds me of John Wick, right? Like
Right.
in a club.
yeah, yeah.
So essentially, every time you die, you age. So I think the point of this game is to make it to the end without dying of old age or something
Right.
like that. So essentially, you have a set amount of lives. That's just my interpretation of it.
You know what? I mean, that's very
Yeah.
not similar, but it is in the style of Hades, where you keep dying and you have to restart the thing, but then you learn how to escape from hell
Oh, right. Okay.
from the thing. So you get more powerful as you die.
Yeah, so
every
you
time.
keep coming back, but stronger every time.
Yeah, exactly. So you can
Cool.
just roll through the first few dungeons, but then you can start
Yeah.
getting back to where you were left off.
And I think with this one, it'll be more. I want to say it's going to be more skill based.
Sure.
It's like every time you die, you gotta how do I overcome certain enemies?
No, it's certainly not an Uncanny
Mm.
Valley. It's not like those fighting games where the characters look absolutely realistic.
Yeah.
Can you just open up Team 17? Because I realized Team 17, from my
17.
memory, you made a Worm series. Did you
Oh,
ever play
okay.
the Worm series?
I did the original Worms back in the day.
Yeah, they
were
were
so good.
Fantastic. To me, they were the original indie studio. Like to me, they were like the one and only. So,
Oh yeah, they made all the Worms games.
All the
so
Worms.
many Worms games.
and what's the most recent things they?
Worms
Rumble.
Rumble. Yeah, in 2020.
Whoa, is it? No, it's on PlayStation. It's on
It's on
everything.
like everything. Yeah.
Wow.
How did it do? Destructoid gave it a 7 out of 10.
That's not bad. That's not bad at all.
That's not bad.
Can you just flick back? Sorry, I just wanted to see what else they've done.
Yeah.
What
what else is going to be shown? Or?
No, just
these
on-
guys.
no,
Oh, yeah.
Wikipedia. No,
That's right. Where
Wikipedia.
are we? Yeah.
Just click back, yeah. So they've gone survivalists and over. Oh wow, they did Overcooked.
Yeah, Overcooked's a
Brilliant.
big one.
Yeah,
Big
that's
multiplayer
great.
game.
The Escapist, The Walking Dead, Worms WMD, Worms, Alien Breed 2.
I don't know what these alien things are.
No,
I want to say they're like
2010.
shooters, like top-down shooters or something.
Yeah, that seems odd. But yeah, wow, okay. Overcooked and
Super Frog HD. Yeah.
Frog. Is that a Frogger remake?
That's what I want to say, right? That's the only thing I can imagine. Oh no,
Nah, it's not.
it's like
Something
a
else.
Castlevania.
Yeah, right.
Look
Okay.
at that. That zoom in.
Ethnic says, is Ghost of Tsushima coming to PC?
Ooh,
There has
very
been
good
rumors,
question.
but nothing's been confirmed.
Yeah, I feel like Sony wants to hold on to that one for a bit longer. Like it's been around. It hasn't even been a year.
No, and the other problem
Yeah.
is I think you might find that games coming to the PlayStation are going to get less and less, even though there hasn't been many. But
Yeah.
once the Game Pass gets bigger and bigger,
Mm,
Sony's going to have a much harder time.
absolutely.
Like first party games, sure, they'll still do it, but I think those companies that have these first party deals with Sony, I'll start thinking, seems like a better deal to go with Games Pass.
Which kind of takes us to this next story.
Oh, does it? Oh,
Boom!
snap.
That's a
What
very good
I
segue
didn't
there,
even know
Patrick.
that. That's fantastic.
Because
Love it.
yes, so the MLB The Show 21. Here, I'll
Yeah.
let you.
No.
Do you want the?
No,
little mouse
you
pad?
go.
No,
I
you're
just want to
good?
press the
Okay.
button.
Yeah. So with MLB The Show 21 actually coming to the Xbox, this is a huge deal, but it's also one that had to be done because essentially in Sony's contract with MLB,
Yeah.
they had to develop the next game for multi-platform if they were to hold on to the rights.
Oh.
That was a deal. So they could keep creating it. They could have their own studios to keep making the game,
Yeah.
but they had to make it multi-platform. So they're like, well, we got no choice. Let's make it happen. And they were quite
Did this come from the basketball association? Oh, sorry,
the baseball association. Essentially, yeah, the people with the rights for the franchise,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, gotcha.
And when Microsoft said to them, "Hey, we'd like to put you on Games Pass," they were like, "Yep, let's do it. Let's make it happen." Even
Right.
though you make a lot more money when you sell each individual
Sure,
copy,
sure.
which is what Sony is doing, $70 to buy one of these games, or you
Wow.
can get Games Pass. I think when you first time you get it, it's $1
$1, yeah.
or something like that, and you can play it straight away for free.
Hammy says he's only waiting for Battlefield 6, and so am I, mate. So am I.
Yeah, and look, and like you said, there's probably going to be a lot of other amazing titles, which is going to make it very difficult for Sony to compete in that area.
Yeah.
So how is Sony going to retaliate? Do they need to retaliate? Can they stick with the same old approach of just selling you games for $60-$70? Can they survive by doing
man.
that? Do they need to adapt?
I feel like they're already half-assing it anyway by making a device without a CD.
A device without a CD?
Yeah, a drive.
Oh,
Like a PlayStation 5 without a disc drive.
Right.
Because to me, it's like if you're not fully backing your digital titles, or sorry, your physical titles, then you might as well cut the whole cost and go fully digital with a subscription and not have disc drives in your devices.
They have a what's called a PlayStation Now,
Yeah.
which has like 800 titles on there, like spanning across the PlayStation generations. But it's just, I don't think it's enough for the public because half of these titles are you stream them, the other half is you download them and play them. So the streaming aspect can be a bit of a pain in the butt.
Why?
Why is the streaming aspect a problem?
No, why are they doing streaming?
I think it's something to do with their with what they're working with their hardware, with their servers.
They're trying streaming as a thing to like compete with GeForce.
Maybe it's probably the reason why they're teaming up with Microsoft for like a streaming service or a system or architecture where they can have like a subscription like service that Microsoft has, like a cloud type system. Because I don't think they specialize in that area as much as Microsoft would.
No,
So,
sure.
yeah,
Microsoft.
So I think,
Yeah.
this is why they've come to them.
So Sony is look, just coming back to your question, what can they do? Like, unfortunately, sometimes you have to compete with what the other player is doing, or you go sometimes all the way to the opposite corner. Sometimes you go, you have to decide a direction and you have to take that direction. You can't just
commit.
do two. You have to commit to one,
Right.
Because you've got a limited amount of resources. You've got probably 2 or 3 options, but you have to commit to one of them. And you can't have an anchor pulling you back as you try and commit to something else. You can't go 2 directions at once.
But what if you commit And it's not the right direction
And that's where the executives have to make the decision and
To-
weigh up the pros and cons.
to change the direction entirely, as opposed to spread yourself thin.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting.
Like, if everybody says, oh, people, I hear people say, oh, I'm a jack of all trades. I'm like, so you're useless.
You're a master of none. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, jack of all trades, master of none. So
Right.
you're kind of useless. Like, you go work for someone, you're just going to do everything and anything. And it's kind of like, what's the value you bring? You're probably easily replaceable by somebody else who's a jack of all trades, or maybe you can automate a big part of your job that you're doing because you're a jack of all trades. But if you specialize in something that's very niche, almost, you're kind of irreplaceable because you're one of the only people who can do that job, one of the only people who can do that job very well.
Yeah.
There's a different value point there. So when you look at Microsoft and Microsoft's offering, I now do not see digital, like physical games as Microsoft. I just go, if I'm going to join
Just
Microsoft,
like, why are we watching you in a tiny window?
oh, sorry,
All right, we can give you a big window.
big window time.
Action. There we are. Big window time.
I'll click show on that.
Yes. So also Michael said we skipped a tab. We did. We will be going back to that tab of news.
Joe says this is the in-between generation. Good point. Yes. This will probably be the point where they go, hey, look, here's physical, but here's digital, and it's kind of better. And
Yeah.
and then they'll be like, oh, next year they'll be like, oh, there's less of this, less of this.
You have transition periods in the world, like we're currently having with the electric cars and the crypto space.
Absolutely, yeah.
All of this is we're living in a transition world right now, my friend.
We're also living in the most peaceful time ever. We've had the least amount of wars, and we haven't had world wars since. We're at the most peaceful 50 years of our existence.
What it feels like. Well, living here anyway in Australia, I feel very peaceful.
Australia is very lucky. We're an island, and islands tend to have big oceans in between. We're almost a continent. I don't think we're a continent.
Huge. Aren't we? Just feels like we should be.
I don't think we're a continent.
Oh, okay.
Can you Google
you
that?
sure?
Is Australia a continent?
Guys, we're pretty stupid, so we don't know these things.
I'll read a comment. Ethnic says, are wireless mice okay for gaming now? I have a G500, which is still good, but I like the wireless aspect. Got an upgrade itch. Any recommendations? Yes, I have heaps of recommendations for you. If you do like the Logitech one.
Yes, Australia is an island continent.
So it's not a
there
continent.
we go.
It's an island continent.
It's a continent. The continent of Australia. Yes. Very nice.
Oh,
I mean, because
technical context by the names of Sahul and Australasia.
It's the only one in the world, Joe says.
Meganesia.
So what makes a continent a continent? While we're really digressing here, maybe I shouldn't go into
Have a
this.
read of that, then you're going to tell me, and I'll just give
okay.
Ethnic a recommendation for a mouse. So the G903 is probably my all-time favorite mouse in regards to wireless. Fantastic response, really low latency. It's not omnidirectional, but what's the palm thing? It's both left and right.
Ambidextrous.
Ambidextrous, yeah, it's an ambidextrous mouse. If you are right-handed, then you can go for something like a G Pro wireless. Fantastic mouse. It is expensive, but there are like the G302 is also wireless. It's really good. I mean, wireless.
What's this one?
That's the G900.
Yeah, very good, guys. Very good. Very
and
nice
it's wireless.
Mouse. Yes.
The first wireless mouse, the second wireless mouse I've ever owned, and it's the one I still have to this day. And the one before that was a Razer Mamba wireless. It was trash. Razer is it's like the pretty on the outside, shitty on the inside brand.
Oh no.
That's Razer. I certainly believe that. Some people might disagree, but
I've had this for like 6 years now or something. It's the best mouse in the world.
It's a continent. Joe Blog says it's an island and a continent. Michael says MX Master. I really like my MX Master. Great mouse. Crypto BTC and Arcus says, wake up, guys. Read Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars. We are all under attack from high-tech weapons, etc. Well, that's the thing. If you look at it...
I love the name, Crypto Bitcoin Anarchist.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at it this way, Facebook and all them goys...
All them goys.
I mean, they're kind of stealing your data. But there are ways to protect yourself. There are ways to start escaping that bubble. Using like a different browser, for example, one that isn't connected to Google's service. You know what I found out recently? I found out that, the undersea cables that have like stupid speeds, like 100 terabits seconds of speeds.
Yeah.
Guess who pays for them?
Who pays for them?
Just take a gander. Who would pay to connect islands like Australia with other ones?
Oh, we're talking like a big telecommunications company of some sort?
Well, that would be the logical answer, right?
Yeah.
You'd think a telecommunication company would be like, yeah, I want to connect to another area, like to another country, and make that internet fast and that connection. But who do you think, take a guess, who actually pays for it and who wants it built?
We're talking about another country?
No, we're talking about a company, a private company. Public listed. Okay, let's give you that tip. Who, and this is, here's a
Okay,
question
wow,
to you
you got
guys
me
in there.
now.
Comment below before, and when you have the answer, you let me know. But you guys in there, in that little screen over there, I can see in the chat box. What
Right.
company would want to connect
Google.
places? Yes, thank you.
Oh!
Jeez. And Facebook.
Oh,
Both
wow.
of them want to pay and buy and purchase
That makes sense.
undersea cables to connect, obviously connect their data centers, sure. But at the end of the day, why would Facebook need to? Because they want to have a seamless, fully controlled, system almost.
Yeah.
And obviously they go in and somebody like Optus, somebody might chip in. But yeah, Mihal, yes, China, good day, mate. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Might play some PUBG tonight. I was playing PUBG with Mihal last night.
Oh, were you?
And we got chicken dinner
Oh, well done, guys. Good
Just
teamwork.
in
Good
duos. It was
teamwork.
great.
Yeah.
Try that again tonight. I might open another wine bottle
Excellent.
and stay away from the what we talked about before.
Right, yes.
Inside joke.
Very subtle.
Inside
Very
joke,
nice.
very
Very
subtle.
good. Content information for you, Patrick, over here.
Okay.
So a content is one of several large land masses.
Yes.
Generally identified by convention rather than any strict criteria.
Wow. Okay. So it's
Fascinating.
more like we've
Yeah.
just decided that this is a continent.
Guys, this is big enough. Let's put our rulers away. It's a continent.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. It's like when Australia decided which vaccine to use.
Yeah. Eventually. I got a notice about that today at
Oh,
work.
did you? What did they say?
Yeah, they're saying, well, after many studies or many testing with AstraZeneca, we prefer the Pfizer brand, like this kind of stuff. I was like, oh, really? Like, should we be concerned? And they're saying, oh, if you don't have too many symptoms with the AstraZeneca and you're under the age of 50, then we can go ahead with the second dose. This was like a full-on, like, formal statement from like
And they're like, guys,
the
if you
department.
have like
Yeah.
a thing,
Yeah. If you're dying, we don't recommend a second dose. Like, yeah, I thought, wow, okay, so there are certain concerns, or maybe there have been enough side effects for them to actually put out a statement,
Yeah.
one that is quite gentle, so it doesn't create uproar or people suing. But you can't sue. I mean, you've pretty much signed your life away when you get the injection.
Yeah.
So
I was reading about the numbers, right? So it's like 28 million vaccinations and 86 people have perished or have
perished. Oh
Or
my
have
god,
the
that sounds so
blood clot.
dramatic. They
Well-
turned into dust, like Thanos style. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but if you and the death rate's really low, so people are like, well, it's still working for 27,990 to 20 whatever.
Yeah.
I'll do the
Quick maths. Yeah.
math. I don't know if people realize I'm really bad at math.
Right?
No, I think people realize.
Okay, you're right. Yeah.
But when I do, I can because I do a lot of carpentry at home and
Yeah,
building decks and stuff. I use a lot of math, and everything seems to fine. I can just calculate things on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
go. But as soon as I start doing like math equations, that's why I never became.
So you
an
just need
accountant.
to hold like a hammer and a nail,
Yeah.
and you like answer any math equation.
Yeah, you know that what's that movie? It's got our dearly beloved and departed comedian who played Snooki.
Snooki. What?
Who was not Snooki? God,
I was gonna say what?
that Robin Williams.
Oh yes,
and
Robin
he's
Williams.
a
Yeah.
teacher, and there's that
Oh
kid.
my god, yes.
What's the
I know
movie?
the one you're
November,
talking about.
September,
No.
August Rush.
It's directed by Matt Damon and
Matt Damon.
and-
Yeah, and they wrote that script where they had like
Yes.
gay sex
Good Will
together.
Hunting.
Good Will Hunting.
yes. Yes. Who's the other guy that's in it? Ben Affleck.
Ben
Yes.
Affleck. Yeah, he's the
Oh,
brother.
dude, I watched a scene from that yesterday. For some reason, it popped up
wow.
on my YouTube thing.
Oh,
Like,
YouTube's great on this stuff,
I
right?
know, it
They
just-
know what you're going to talk about, and before
Exactly.
I shit you not, the amount of stuff I've seen
reading my mind.
on YouTube, the algorithm that's presented to me, I'm like, this is like 10 years old. Have we been like on YouTube for a decade and they've had interesting videos back then? Like, what is going on?
Dude, you just reminded me about something I thought that I was having, like a shower thought the other day, right?
Yeah.
So I thought about one day in the near future, and already it's happening, but we'll be reading comments of people that no longer exist on this planet. Like, we'll be going through YouTube and most of these people will be dead.
Yeah.
Like, there'll be like 50-year-old comment like on there with like heaps of likes and stuff. And it'll just be like, really?
No, and there'll be somebody going, who's reading this 50 years later?
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. I'm in 2050, still hip. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, already we get people that have left this planet onto Mars, and you know, they're dead and buried somewhere.
Yeah.
With the location known. I don't know where I was going with that, but you know, we see videos like that of people, and I mean, I think the Aboriginal culture has they're actually. I remember watching an ABC thing, or an SBS thing, and it's like, there are videos here of people that have passed away, and in the Aboriginal culture, that's like, you shouldn't show people who have passed away or something like that, because it's a bit. I'm not exactly sure, so I'm sure somebody in the can point it out. Actually, I just wanted to point out, Crypto BTC says Rothschilds. I wanted to build the
reps. Yeah. Nah, they're too smart for that. They make other people do it for them. That's why they have so much money.
You know, it's I don't even. No, you know what? I'm not even going to go into the Rothschild stuff. Amazon, yes. Amazon wants to build it. Microsoft,
sense.
Yep. That's right, Michael. Spot on. KB
says, is it vodka in the cups?
Well, it must be really nice.
Yeah. No comment.
I have to drive still. Joe Blog says August Rush is also a Robin Williams movie. Is it?
What is
August Rush? Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Crypto says vax are 90% effective against this common cold variant, which is 99% survivable. Go figure that one out. Math did the math. It's not 99.9%, but okay. Ethnic, yeah, it was pretty cool, wasn't it? I think that's a comment for something else. And yeah, Robin Williams. Yeah, great comedian. Miss him.
I know. And probably just a brilliant mind in general that just was really suffering. You know what? You find that some of these brilliant comedians are also, they're just so intelligent. So intelligent.
Oh, absolutely.
Like, you have people like him and obviously Jim Carrey, who suffered with depression and probably still does to some extent for like over a decade.
Oh, you don't get over that. You just learn to be able to manage it.
You manage it, which was just really inspiring for me to watch somebody like Jim Carrey just openly talk about it.
Yeah.
And how, you know, it's as if he's overcome it the way he's talking about it, but we know that he's managing with it, and the ways that he's gone about it, it's so good and so educational, like to the rest of us, to kind of take it in and be like, oh, if that impacts me, these are some coping strategies.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Deep and Meaningful podcast with Casper and Patrick.
We're going down the rabbit hole further into the show. Speaking of rabbit holes,
let's talk Zen.
Yes, let's talk a hole that Intel's digging themselves in a way by not competing. So yes, the AMD Zen 4 rumor could be bad news for Intel, my friend. How do you feel about this?
The latest Intel CPUs have been lackluster, to say the least.
They haven't made much like in the way of, you know, headlines.
Because they're not any better than Ryzen, and they're not. It's just how do you describe it? It's like Apple releasing the same iPhone as last year. Yeah, it's a bit faster. Yeah, you know, but
is that what they're doing?
Well, that's what they've done this season.
Just like, hey, 2% better.
On this season of Intel's technological upgrades, we have the same as last year, but faster.
And shinier. Ooh.
And more expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
But availability for Intel products right now is much better because nobody's buying them.
Oh, yeah.
And not nobody. I mean, people are buying. Look, just to sort of come back to that, Intel is right now is actually a pretty good deal. Like, you won't go wrong, and you'll actually find it for a little bit cheaper than a Ryzen product. and you'll find it in stock, and you'll have a high availability of certain motherboards. That's not to say you should, but if you're building a computer right now, which I feel so sorry for whoever
Yes.
is in the market to build one right now. Like, that is just terrible with the miners and the bots and the smugglers and the shenanigans going on with the graphics card,
Rest
let alone
in
the
peace
chips.
wallets.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Intel's not a bad choice right now, but at a time where there's stock of everything, Intel is not the right choice
Yeah.
in this case so far.
Speaking of stocks, Joe says, quick, buy shares in Intel. How much? Let me see.
Let's have a look at Intel
Yeah.
shares. And now, okay, so what's your take? Intel, look, the next Ryzen 4 will
they're
be...
on the rise. Let's see. Wow,
Oh,
they
wow,
are on
they
the
are.
rise.
Yeah.
It's too late, guys. Too late. Don't buy the stocks.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
They're
this is
already-
we're getting
wow.
into dumb money territory now.
Wow, they were great like a few months ago.
Yeah, that would have been
Aw.
nice.
Lame. Or 2017.
Can you have a look
So
at
long ago.
AMD?
Oh, wow, back then. Yeah, AMD shares are like God mode now.
Are they?
Like, yeah, this like so high, sky high. I mean, look
Wow.
at that. All-time highs over here.
When did Ryzen 1 release? That was
There you
2016,
go.
was it?
$2 a share, 40 times the
Holy crap.
increase.
Who would have thought that AMD was going to make a comeback?
Well, obviously nobody, because look
Their
at
share
the
price went up.
the share
Yeah.
price was garbage. Everyone was like, "Well, we've got no faith in these guys."
And
But
Lisa
yet-
Su took over in 2014.
Yeah.
It took her
So it's that
3
it makes
years
sense.
to
yeah.
get. Yeah, it took her 3 years to really turn the ship. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, I would say 3 years because
Yeah.
2017 when the turning point was. That's incredible.
Lisa Su, the greatest investment AMD has ever made.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
and that's without getting to.
I know.
Without
Yeah,
getting to, you have to invest in people and give them time.
You do.
One of the
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
things I hear a lot. Oh, we hired this person that didn't work out. Oh, okay. Did you set them up to succeed with plenty of resources, or did you set them up to fail and then they failed and you're like, well, do you know what I mean? Like, there's
Yeah, absolutely. You
So-
don't want to set them up to fail. Yeah.
yeah. So somebody like Lisa Su would have probably got tapped on the shoulder and they said, hey, do you want to come work for AMD? And she would have been like, yeah, what's the situation? What do I get? How much
Yeah.
control can I have? Are you gonna roadblock me in every single decision? Stuff like
They're
that.
like, well, we're swirling around the toilet. We have no hope in surviving. Do what you want.
and
yeah.
that's the thing. They took a punt. I think this is
Yeah.
one of the most important things companies realize. When you're down the toilet,
Yeah.
like they were,
Deep end of the toilet bowl.
at $2.28 for
Yeah,
a company that
was
used
like
to
a
be the best
$1.94.
CPU.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Like, this is the kind of stuff you can buy for, I don't know, it's something stupid on the stock market.
Yeah, this
It's
is
so
like
cheap.
there's better bitcoins out there. Oh no,
I
like
know.
better coins than this.
Yeah. Wow. Their market cap's like 100 billion. So that means their market cap was around like $1 billion. So they
Yeah.
were a penny stock at one point.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Do you just click show on that comment there?
Yeah.
I don't know why people's comments are getting blocked. Guys, you're using too much profanity.
Yeah, too much swearing. Yeah.
Michael says, name a recent big name celeb comedian that's content is instantly irrelevant, where Robin Williams shit is still funny. Name a big name that's
Name
content
a
is instantly. Yeah. So, sorry. I think Robin Williams content has been
It's been timeless.
timeless.
Yes. Yeah.
There is a comedian that I can think of that died, but his stuff's pretty good still.
Yeah, Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks, yeah.
Yeah, Bill Hicks is great. Yeah.
Bill Hicks, I think, still has some.
Uh,
Joe Blog says, every time you think a giant evil corporation is going down, I will guarantee do. Well, yeah, guarantee do amazing. Everybody loves an underdog story.
they do. Yeah. We all love one. We all love
And-
to see the little guy.
And when you're
Rise
at rock bottom, there's only one way, and that's up. Or just fail completely.
Just,
but, you know.
yeah, just completely get eviscerated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, right? So, just backtracking, we were talking about the AMD Zen
Yes.
4 rumor. So,
Tell me more.
yes. It's going to be on the 5 nanometer, right?
Yes.
So that's going to be super exciting. Then we have the next generation Ryzen 6000 CPUs will be based supposedly on the 6 nanometer. So that's the Zen 3 Plus architecture. So essentially the souped up version of the Zen 3s, and you own a Zen 3 yourself.
I do.
And it's running like a
kitten.
Like a kitten.
A
I was gonna
roaring
say like
kitten.
a stallion, like a
It's
Mustang.
brilliant. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
Mustang. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Mustang's a horse, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't know that for a while. Like, long,
Didn't ya?
Like decade.
Oh right.
Yeah.
So
When I heard about it, I was like, oh, that's a car.
yeah.
Or like
It's
a Jeep.
it's a horse on
I used
wheels.
to think a Jeep was just something that has 4x4 like ability to
Yeah,
drive.
yeah. What is a Jeep?
It's a Jeep.
That's it. It's just a brand.
It's a brand.
Some
Yeah.
guy's last name. I'm Steve Jeep. Buy my cars.
I put my last name on it.
yeah, and they're like, but Jeep sounds too much like cheap. Don't worry, it's gonna be great. I guarantee it. Yeah.
GME to the moon, everybody. So this is not financial advice, but GME
Yeah,
is
yeah.
going to the moon.
Is it? Maybe. GME is not going to the moon.
GME is going to the moon.
Yeah.
We're gonna get it to the moon.
To the fake moon where they filmed the moon landing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was just saying the other. I said to somebody the other day. I can't
Yeah.
remember who it was. It's like, you know, they had to do a lot of setup on the moon to film it, like all the lights, all the stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, well, they had to fake it, right? So they went to the
Yeah.
moon and filmed it there and faked it on the moon, on location. I was being a dick. I was being an absolute dick.
Lights, camera, action. We're
Yeah, so,
faking it,
yeah,
okay?
guys, start walking on it, you know? I'm
Yeah.
like, okay.
They're like, it's really hard. Don't worry. We'll nail you to the ground somehow. Yeah. Oh, God.
Is Mustang not a horse? I'm pretty sure it is.
I don't think it is. That's why I thought you were joking when you said,
Okay, now I'm completely lost.
is he?
No.
The Mustang is a free
Yeah,
roaming
it is a
horse of
horse.
the western United States. It's a horse?
Yes, this
It's
is what I
descended from
found out like
horses
a decade ago.
Mustangs are often referred to as wild horses. Wow, look at these muscly ass horses.
Yeah, they're
I
feral
actually-
horses. They're
I-
really big.
Wow, okay.
When you say a Mustang, I think big horse now.
Yeah, I fully thought you were just pulling my chain, man. But wow, they're an actual
No.
horse.
So you just learned that it's a horse.
Yeah, I did.
The horse shape on the logo didn't give it away.
Well, I thought the horse was like, we have lots of horsepower.
Ah,
Therefore,
yes.
yeah.
But maybe that's also the fact that it's called the Mustang.
Yeah. 'Cause
Powerful
it's
horse.
powerful like a horse.
So the whole thing. So is it? You know how it's got horsepower?
Yeah,
So it's like 1 horsepower is 1 horse, right?
yeah. 1 horsepower is a horse.
So if I had
Yeah.
600 horses, that's 600 horsepower, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't feel like that's quite right, but
But like, it's weird because like, how do you? Each horse has a different power.
yeah. Well, that's the other thing, right?
So it's like it could be 600 ponies. So it could be hopeless. yeah.
What I was just thinking, like, imagine there's aliens.
Yeah.
Don't know if there is. We don't know.
Yeah, right,
I'm sure
yeah,
somebody
yeah.
can chip in and say yes, there are,
Yep.
but whatever. And they're like, yes, this has, we're talking to them, and there's they have a vehicle, and there's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
this is 3 frog powers.
This
And
is
we're
really
like-
wrong powers. Yeah.
and we're like, oh, frogs, we've got 600 horses over here.
Yeah.
And this vehicle, and they're like, oh. And then we see their frogs are like these massive, like,
Yeah, with like
beasts.
jetpacks. Yeah.
I just think it would be funny if you're trying to compare,
Yeah.
it's actually on Earth. This happens already.
What does the?
This weird comparison
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
because of kilometers and miles.
well, that's right. Yeah.
My car can go 200 miles an hour.
So it's like America and Australia. They're like the worlds apart, literally. Sometimes feels like, doesn't it?
Can you Google map of who uses imperial measurement? You're gonna love this. I don't know if you've seen this before.
Uses imperial system.
Kermit Power Ethnic says.
Wow. Okay. Yep.
So
the
there you
whole
go.
world.
So
metric is like the whole world, guys.
Yep.
And
UK's
and
mixed.
imperial is the United States and Myanmar and Liberia.
Yeah.
And then there's the UK is mixed, like you said.
Yeah.
So can they
Isn't it
just
amazing?
can they just give it a rest? Be like, guys, just relax.
As long as the United States is a superpower,
yeah.
they will have an extremely hard time letting go of things like the imperial system.
Speaking of superpowers, this is like huge digression here, but
I think this is already.
yeah, this is already digression. The metric system. The so
Mike was like the conversion rate from horse to frogs. Well, it's obviously going to be
yeah,
an
I know.
imperial. It's
Yeah,
going
I
to be
know, right?
imperial.
Yeah, that's like 242 horses. Yeah. In a frog? Wait a minute. It's the other way around. Yeah.
Go on.
So I was gonna say there's a website that ranks military power
Yeah.
because in the workplace we were having a conversation the other day
Yeah.
and there were talks of like, oh, there could be a World War III, and because of the way things are going, the strained relationship with China, yada yada yada. And I was like, oh, I wonder how powerful the Australian military is. So it comes up with the stats, and it's something like, oh, we have 60,000 soldiers or something like that, like infantry.
Yeah.
And we have another like 40,000 that are not currently active, something like that.
Yeah,
Like, these were the reserves. Yeah. So I was like, ooh, yeah, seems kind of small. And then you go to like China, and it's like 2.3 million infantry. And I'm like, wow, they just walk in and just take the place. And I wondered to myself, why haven't they? They could just walk in and just, okay, this is China now. Just drop a flag.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing that we could do.
Sure.
There's nothing that any of our neighbors could do.
Sure.
And the amount of like aircrafts and tanks
Yeah.
and warships that they have. And so China is ranked at number 1 in the world in military power in this day and age.
Right.
With America being 3rd.
Who's second?
India is 2nd.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Russia is like 4th or 5th or
Yeah,
somewhere
yeah.
like in this scale. So imagine if like Russia and China just like join forces. It'd just be like global domination. And then India hops in there as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say though that big part of it is sorry, I just started reading
the comments, which are like
Lovely
completely
comments today,
irrelevant.
guys.
Yeah.
One of the things with military power, can you Google like just go military power? Look, one of the things with military power is that
should we just? Do you want to see the list, like the website? Globalfirepower.com. I think that's what it is.
wow, this is
This is a dedicated
to it.
website. So it gives you a breakdown, guys.
Yeah.
So you get to see like manpower, for instance, like total population 1.3 billion people, right?
Yeah.
Available manpower is like 700 million, which is essentially you have half to half like ratio. But I think it's when it's
But that's
manpower.
not for China,
I think
is that purely China?
This is purely China breakdown.
okay.
So they have like total military personnel is like
3.3.
3.3
Yeah.
million, right? It's massive.
Oh, it says here China's ranked number 3.
Let's compare countries, guys. Let's see how we would do. Okay, so we have Australia
Against who?
against like China. Let's see how we'd go, guys.
Yeah, see, this is what I was going to say, what I was trying to get at before, and Joe Bloggers has pointed out. American superiority comes from its technology. So they can have less manpower because they have, automated weapons that can do a lot of the work.
Yeah.
Manpower isn't a thing anymore. It used to be many years ago where you need bodies to do the stuff, but now where you can drop a missile from like space and wipe out and like a whole convoy without even stepping foot in the country. There's not a thing.
Yeah, true. I mean, look at this. What's very fascinating is, okay, so China is supposedly ranked 3rd, but ranked 3rd. Australia's ranked 19, and I think the reason why we're ranked so high is maybe in terms of, so other things come into play like financials.
Sure.
To be able to keep, to finance the warfare. I mean,
Well, you got to feed your soldiers.
Yeah, you feed your soldiers, you buy weapons, all that kind of stuff. You make deals, right?
Yeah.
So this is why we're ranked so high, but
One thing, what's that blue?
look at that, yeah.
Helo
carriers. So we
Yeah.
dominate in that. We have 2. China has 0.
Yeah.
What's another one? Logistics. Our logistics are quite high as well.
Yeah.
Geography.
Square land.
Okay, so we have a lot of space to hide when they're dropping
Yeah.
the bombs.
Yeah.
that's good to know. And coastline. Yes.
Yeah. So that's a
Right.
benefit.
We have a lot of coastline.
Like I said, it really depends on the technology. And the other thing is also politics, right? So we're aligned with America however unfortunate that is, or however people think about it, it gives us security and things like this, because the agreements between
that's
I
interesting.
always thought United States
Yeah.
was first,
Why
then
are
it's
they
Russia,
first?
China, India, Japan. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the list I've always known as
Japan's
a child growing
actually
up.
fifth. That's amazing.
Oh, their military might
Because
is
they have the what are they called? The
robots,
yeah, the robots.
exoskeletons.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They're the Gundam wings. They have the Gundams to fight. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so look, it's the military power comes from technology now.
How is
It's-
France in there? Weren't they? I mean, you know what's interesting? It's
Well, they have their strength of white flags.
yeah, very highly effective. yeah,
Highly
yeah,
effective.
highly effective.
I'm surprised the United Kingdom is
Yeah.
lower than Japan, to be honest.
Yeah, French man. They've got like a tank built out of like cheese and baguettes. Oh god.
Monsieur,
Fire the baguettes. Yeah. Oh my god.
love the French. Love the
Sorry,
French.
France.
Very rude.
We love you.
very
You're-
rude when I was
yes.
there, but I love the French. Can't go wrong with French people.
Yeah, no, you can't go wrong with the
Um,
French people. But you know what's interesting here
Yes.
is that, okay, during the horrific times of World War II, China was, being quite heavily dominated by the Japanese.
Sure.
And the French, obviously, quite heavily dominated by the
Germans.
Germans.
Yeah.
And look how it's like flipped. It's as if these individuals have learned for the past horrors
Yeah.
and have done their very best to prevent something like that from happening again.
Yeah. Scroll down a bit. Let's see what else is. I bet you're absolutely right. France has nukes, Michael says. By the
France is nukes. Yes. That highly
way. Look,
volatile
Poland's 23.
nukes.
Compared to Australia,
Oh, that's all right.
that's great.
Well, yeah. I wonder what we got going for us while we're there. I say us guys because Patrick and we are from the Poland.
Polish born.
That's where we were born. Yes. So we're just curious why this actually ranks anywhere in the top 100.
Yeah.
We're highly skeptical of what Poland has to offer.
And Joe, that is FL Studio, and Casper makes music. So if you guys want to buy some music, you can buy it from him.
Yes, I make
you music.
the beats, guys. Specialize in as
He made the intro music.
Oh
for our
yes,
intro.
I did for State of the Beanstalk.
All right.
All right, enough about warfare, guys. We're all about the peace. We're living in good times. Let's keep it that way. Last bit of news.
Yeah, let's do it. Last
Thumbs
one.
up from Mr. Kojima over here.
What's he doing?
So Xbox is apparently trying to seal the deal for Hideo Kojima's next game. Oh, how
Ooh.
dare they steal everything from Sony?
It's going to be a flying simulator now. Or a driving simulator.
You think so?
Well, you had the walking one.
Well,
now
he
you're
did
gonna-
have the walking one. Yeah, step it up. He'll be
Yeah.
like paddle boat simulator.
paddle boat simulator. Or we're just going to go lower. Crawling simulator.
Crawl.
You're a
Yes.
baby
You're
in
a
a
baby.
you're a baby.
It's the prequel.
It's the oh god, yeah, and you got to get to your little,
Yes.
your little cave.
Oh my god. Crib stranding.
Andrew
Oh,
Karczewski
God.
says, ironically, I'm not from Poland. That is
wow.
ironic.
That is ironic. Very
Um,
ironic.
Look, I'm
Nuclear baguette, says
really-
Michael. Yes.
fire the baguettes.
They're just like really stale baguettes. So deadly.
It's like, sir, how many have we got? Well, we make one stale baguette every week, so
So for the past 50 years, yeah. Oh, wow.
I liked Metal Gear Solid. I really did.
Just masterpiece, right? But
Absolute
wait, was he even a
masterpiece.
part of it? How far back
last
does
ones.
Hideo's history
he did
go?
the number 3. didn't he?
Number 3.
Number 3.
Hideo Kojima. Let's have a look at the history of Mr. Hideo Kojima. Kojima's history.
Have you been to Japan, Casper?
I would love to go to Japan one day. Would love
Brilliant.
to go there.
Absolutely. They're looking at doing a bubble between Japan and stuff.
Say what now?
Travel bubble.
Travel bubble.
Travel bubble.
Oh, nice. Would love to
Yeah,
use
there
that
you
bubble.
go. He did Metal Gear 2.
Whoa. Okay, this guy has some serious history. So he's 57, if you guys wanted to know. Looking pretty good because obviously Japan, they
Do not age.
infinite lifespan.
Yes.
They have the life hack, eh?
Yeah.
Just like cheat code for life.
Cheat code for life, yeah.
Infinite life.
Hacking away.
Yeah. Metal Gear 1987. Wow.
Yeah.
So he's wow. So okay, now I understand why he's one of the legends, why he's so important in
Yeah.
the gaming industry.
Absolutely.
He's helped to create genres and define some genres. So
Yeah.
So do you guys think this is gonna happen? Like, is he gonna like dishonor the Sony?
Dishonor Sony.
Dishonor Sony.
Look, I think as a person who's about his craft and his art, I think he wants to reach more people, and maybe, and Sony's already dumped him anyway.
Well, Konami, right? He worked for Konami.
Yeah, and Konami was the first party publisher for Sony, weren't they?
I don't know if they are. I know they have a great relationship with Sony.
Yeah,
but yeah,
I think once he was out of Konami, he has no allegiance to Sony.
yeah. I suppose he would have no allegiance to anyone, but still made an exclusive game. I mean, because Kojima.
What exclusive game?
Well, Death Stranding is an
Well, it's on PC
exclusive
now,
game.
too.
Oh well, I guess so. Yeah, it is on PC now. I wonder if Sony. I bet Sony approached him. They were like, "Hey, how much would it cost to like,
Keep you.
yeah,
Yeah.
to keep those exclusive rights with you?"
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm
obviously,
sure he's been approached, and as yeah.
and Phil Spencer just had a bigger sack of cash. He's like, "Forget about these fools."
One part of me hopes that maybe it's not all about the money. The other
Right,
part
right.
of me thinks,
Because it's that pride of that Japanese heritage and being with the culture of like Sony.
Yeah.
repping your local.
but the other part of me thinks is the guy who's got the more money. I could imagine he goes, oh, with a lot more budget, I could probably make one of the most.
Epic
Indulgent.
walking simulators on the planet. I could walk the globe, guys.
Yeah, and so there's two
Yeah.
parts of it, right? Yeah,
Question. That's for you, I reckon. Death Stranding worth grabbing for PC, Pat?
I haven't grabbed it yet.
You haven't grabbed it?
No, I just
It
the
looks
walking
beautiful,
simulator
right?
is it's just not my thing.
Yeah. Joe says he's also an insufferable so-and-so to work with, supposedly. Wow.
But all
really?
artists, all people with a vision are insufferable because they are constantly pushing the envelope. And there are people out there who just want to plot along and don't want any change, or they don't want anything that changes their day to day. And that's the people that come out and say he's horrible to work with. Because they're the people who don't know what innovation is. And yeah, he might come off it as rude, what did I say?
Brash?
Brash, yep.
Yeah.
Um,
Is that a word?
brash, pretty sure it is.
Must be a word, right?
English is not a thing, but
English is not a
yeah.
thing. Yeah. Yes, Sony would have paid him to make DS a timed exclusive. Right. Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes sense, Yogi
yeah.
Bear. Death
so
Stranding
maybe
at times.
the idea here is that he was paid to have a timed exclusive
But
time
it's
thing.
interesting. It's not even on Xbox yet.
It'll be soon.
You think so?
Oh yeah. Once it's on
Yeah.
PC, then
I bet
it's
they'll
made
have like
27 million on PC since
Has it?
launch. Yeah.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
all right.
It's made
for-
great sales. Yeah.
Yeah. See, like, I think when they'll have a re-release of the game for like the PS5 version, there'll probably be an Xbox One as well, won't there? Like a Series X, maybe.
Oh,
That would be interesting to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. I reckon it's just going to come with the premium Game Pass on Xbox that you can just download to your device. I don't know if they're going to print it out. Joe Blog says, it's not all about the money for Kojima. He is always choosing to stay close to his vision instead of making something people like. He's a true artist. That's big. It's actually a big risk for a business to invest in somebody who hasn't proven themselves, but he has.
Yeah.
So, Microsoft, Sony, they can throw a bit of money on him and say, yeah, we can.
He looks like Japanese Keanu, Pog says.
He is
kind of
Japanese
does, right?
Keanu.
She's Japanese Keanu.
Or is Keanu Japanese Kojima?
Wait, no, you mean Western Kojima.
Yes,
Yes,
that.
that's the one. Yes.
What's actually, speaking of Keanu,
Yes.
what's his next project? Can you just check? Because speaking
movies.
yeah,
Keanu movies. Okay, let's have a look.
is Keanu.
Keanu.
Oh, and IMDb has completely changed their site, and it's so annoying.
Oh, is it? Let's have a look how
You
annoying
can't
it is.
find. Oh no, that's still that is the new one.
That's all right.
Yeah. Okay. Now
Wait,
try and
that's
find.
not Keanu.
That's
That's Keanu, a movie. We want the real Keanu. That's our
the real
legend.
Keanu. Oh, I hated that music one that he did. That
You
was
did a
terrible.
music one? Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
The like the third one in the
Yeah.
in the series.
So the mobile version is the shitty one.
Oh,
Watch
look at all the
4 and 5.
of John Wick. Wow.
Holy shit sticks.
Wow.
And he's Matrix 4.
Oh, I want
we
to
knew
see
about
this
that.
rain. This was announced ages ago. An assassin specializes in making his hits look like they died from natural causes.
And who's he playing?
He's
John
playing
Rain.
John Rain.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Love it. So it's literally John Wick after changing his name from Wick to Rain.
Yeah. To be less suspicious.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm no longer a hitman, guys.
Yeah. I'm a natural.
Yeah, he's like, he has
Cause.
like a herbalist store or something. He's gone like full hippie. Yeah.
So, okay, so we've got Bill. Yeah, so Bill and Ted. I hated that movie. Terrible. John Wick, chapter 4 and 5. I can't believe he's doing those two. That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, they said I think 5 is the ending, right?
I hope so.
Supposedly. Yeah.
I
You
think
don't
it's-
want it to be a Fast and Furious franchise where he kills a guy by throwing him into a volcano.
I just
or
hope
something.
he doesn't die.
Yeah, that would be sad if he died.
That'd just be annoying.
Oh, you mean like real life or movie?
Movie.
Yeah, both.
Both.
Both would be tragic.
What's Past Midnight?
I want to say that sounds like a romantic movie.
Oh, he has done a few of those. Add plot. Can you just
Oh, can
tell
we
them
add
to
a
make
plot?
it like
Yeah.
assassin tired of
Yeah.
being John Wick decides to rename himself as
John Midnight.
John
yeah. Yeah. Love
Or-
it.
Now here's a conspiracy theory for you guys.
Yes.
This is actually number 2 for Constantine, because you remember the guy called Midnight, that character called Midnight.
Right. Was there?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Midnight.
Yeah, because you've seen it like 20 times,
Yeah,
haven't you?
yeah.
I have seen
I
it.
might watch it
maybe
tonight.
3. it's your weekly thing. The Constantine.
Every time we
Yeah.
mention like a movie that is old but a
You need to be
classic.
probably closer to the mic. It's so far away.
Every time
Yeah.
we mention a movie that
Yeah.
has been, we mention it here, I usually tend to go home and watch it that night. So Constantine's tonight's choice of
How good is that
television.
mo- You know what? I want to watch that movie in 4K because there isn't a 4K version, is there?
Isn't there?
I don't think so.
Google it.
I want to one day have like an 80-inch TV and watch that movie like 4K. That'd be so sick.
Have you seen the TV show Constantine?
Yeah, you know what? It
Didn't
just
like
didn't
it?
give me the vibes. Like, yeah, it was good. It was good, but it just wasn't like Keanu Reeves good.
No.
Like he just
Keanu Reeves made it.
Yeah, like I know a lot of people were upset who read the comics that he didn't quite fulfill the role, but like this was how I was introduced to Constantine. I
Right.
didn't read the comic books,
Right.
and I like him as an actor and as a a character in movies, and I just
Yeah.
felt like that just kind of suited him. I was like, I like it.
You need to
That's-
see the movie
yeah.
Nobody, by the way.
Yeah. See,
Um,
Joe likes it as well. You liked Constantine. Mr.
right.
Nobody.
Yeah, Nobody was great. I
Nobody.
think you should highly recommend the movie Nobody.
Is that a Keanu movie?
No, it's from the creators of John Wick.
Oh wait, is this Jared Leto movie, Mr. Nobody?
No,
Because
just
I
click
saw
Nobody.
Mr. Nobody. Nobody. Oh yes, I know you're talking about.
Yeah, it's
It's Better Call Saul gone wild.
That's it. Better Call
Yeah.
Saul gone wild.
This is like him being like, I had enough of this crap.
yeah,
And he
it's
fights back.
fantastic. I thought it was brilliant. And
Oh, this looks like a poster from John Wick, except he has guns around him, but he has fists around him.
correct, yes.
So they
good
did that as
spot.
a
yeah. I mean,
Nice.
it's the same guys who made it, so
paying
and
homage.
it's got Russians in it, so
Yeah.
yeah. Joe Blog says reminds me of Constantine. Oh, Bright. Yes, Bright. Was
Bright.
good. Did you like Bright?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Oh.
It's like people living on Earth with like aliens and stuff, eh?
Oh, it's like taking all the fairy tale stuff and making it real, but then the
right.
world grew up and it never disappeared. So you've got like goblins who are like the the lower of society and stuff.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that. So I really enjoyed it.
Okay, I might have to check it out.
All right, friends. Thank you very much.
Oh, we'll make it a full screen.
Let's make it full screen for our goodbye waves.
Gonna have a proper goodbye wave.
Goodbye.
Yes, thank you so much for watching the show.
Thanks for jumping in. Make
Yeah.
sure to like this video because that really helps. It really does. Like people don't understand. Like in a live video, the
Yeah.
likes are the biggest thing.
Oh yeah,
Because
wow.
that actually just
Okay.
means that people who are similar in taste would jump in too.
Yes.
And also, where can we find you, Cosmo?
Up here, you can't quite click the thing, but that's what my channel looks like.
One
That's
day
the name of the channel.
they'll make it clickable.
Oh, we'll make it clickable one day, guys. One day.
One day. And we'll catch you all next Friday.
Take care.
Have a good weekend, all.
Have a
catch
good
you
weekend.
later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Let's wave.
Keep waving.
Bye. Oh, Catherine.